Back here in studio, becoming bear aware is the angle of this segment. Meg Toom from WildSafeBC. Thanks for being here this morning.
Thank you so much.
Scary situation in the news on a personal level, residential level. So we've got some tips of the idea of what to do in the event of a bear encounter. But let's talk about the attractants first. You've got a great demonstration about what is the motivation for the bear encounter.
Right. So bears have incredible sense of smell. They're going to follow their nose to the food, so they can smell odors from well over a kilometer away. And this is oftentimes what brings them into our communities, into our residential neighborhoods. Smell of garbage, smell of birdseed, smelly compost, all these things attract them in.
And a lot of things, the simple thing like a barbecue, that kind of smell can drive the traffic to the residential areas. What about the idea of installing things like motion censored lighting and aspects like this to keep safe and keep the bears away?
For sure, lots of people have put in motion sensor lighting. Unfortunately, what happens is the bear starts to get used to it. They get habituated to things like that. So the key is not to attract them in the first place and to keep them moving through. So going on your back deck with your phone, taking pictures of bears is not a great idea because you habituate that bear to human activity. They start to think, hey, it's okay to hang out in this backyard. So we want people to be proactive and keep that bear moving through. Obviously, you're going to do it from a safe area, but pots and pans, air horns, something for it to realize that this is not a place I want to be hanging around in.
Okay, so take us through the scenario. Residential area, black bears in the vicinity. What are the things we want to do if we're face to face and obviously trying to keep safe?
Well, certainly if you've got a bear in your garbage, that's not a good time to try and scare it away because it will become defensive. It will protect its food source. So wait until the bear has moved on. You can call the conservation officer hotline. It's a 24-hour hotline. Let them know that there's a bear in the area and it's been getting into garbage. Talk to your municipality about possibly getting locks on garbage cans. So essentially, wait till the bear has moved on, bring the attractants back inside, make sure you do a good assessment of your property. What have you got out that might bring a bear in? It's just some proactive measures that you can take.
How common or how effective is the idea of an electric fence on the residential area to keep the bears out?
Well, in the District of Squamish, we've just allowed for the keeping of bees and chickens in residential neighborhoods, but we are requiring electric fencing for those attractants. For around your garbage, not something that you would want to be doing. It's basically freezing the smelly stuff. So you've got chicken bones, salmon skins, stick it in the freezer until the morning of collection. Never put the garbage out the night before because they'll come out at night, get used to getting food from you, and then before you know it, they're walking up the driveway into the carport.
Okay, so great tips on the residential level. Let's take it to camping. We're going to be outdoors. What are the tips we need to keep in mind there?
Camping season. So a lot of people come camping. They're not even thinking about the wildlife, even though you're entering wildlife territory. This is their space. You've got the bacon going in the morning, the pancakes, and that odor is going to waft. So we need people to be vigilant with their garbage. Majority of our provincial parks and rec sites have bear-proof garbage containers. Make sure the garbage is going into the garbage container right away. Don't leave bags lying around. We actually had a bear that was destroyed this year in one of our provincial parks because people had just left all their food out and they just thought it was at night they had to tie everything up and put it in the camper or in the back of the truck. It's 24/7. If you go for a quick dip in the lake or a quick walk, hike, everything needs to be contained and put away so that the bears aren't going to come. They're opportunistic. They can move very quickly. Incredible sense of smell. So coolers are not bear proof. Don't think you can just leave your cooler out and go for a swim. Got to think like a bear.
And the idea of hiking, overlapping advice when we're outdoors on this?
For sure. So you never want to surprise wildlife. You always want to let them know that you're out there on the trail. And I know a lot of people are proponents of the bear bell, and we like to say that use your voice. If you're going to take a bear bell, that's great, but don't just rely on the bear bell. Use your voice. Let them know there's a human coming on the trail. They have excellent hearing. They'll hear you well before you know they're there. Give them the opportunity to run away, climb a tree, or kind of stand still and let you go by without even knowing they're there. Look for fresh signs of activity. Is there fresh scat on the trail? Are there fresh claw marks on a tree? Because perhaps the bear is still up the tree. Are there ripped apart logs or turned over boulders? I want people to engage when they're on the trails. I want them to be alert and aware. Take the earbuds out. Have your senses, your spidey senses on. I tell the kids to be wildlife aware when they're out. Be little wildlife investigators. So you're looking for signs, you're alert, you're aware, you're making noise, and so you still encounter wildlife. You turn the corner and there's a bear. What are you going to do? You're going to stop, you're going to stay calm and assess the situation. No screaming, no histrionics, no running. You never ever want to turn your back on wildlife. You always want to know what it's doing. Particularly with cougars. Cougars can dip into the bushes and reappear behind you, so you always have to be kind of keeping an eye on what they're doing. Backing away, giving them lots of space.
Very different from cougars when you're trying to appear larger than life, so
with bears you don't really want to make eye contact. You just kind of want to back away, give them the space they need. With cougars you absolutely want to make yourself big, aggressive looking, make some noise, let them know that, you know, you're not something that's on the menu.
Great tips right here. WildSafeBC.com is the website to find out more. Thanks so much for coming by.
Thank you so much.
Great advice to keep us safe out there.